After Bungie showed us what was in store with Arc 3.0 before it dropped, I got a ton of people coming into my Twitch chat asking me how I felt because Warlocks are, quote, getting the shaft in Season 18. Hunters get blink, Titans get a ground dodge and a falcon punch. Warlocks get a big ol' smoking pile of dog shit, apparently. Well, time went by and Arc 3.0 is here, and holy lord am I in love with Lightning Surge, the new Warlock aspect that lets you short-range teleport and explode into a beautiful ball of arc. I was toying around with Lightning Surge when I first hopped into Season 18 and immediately felt like there was huge potential just waiting to be developed. Couple hours after the stream, while I was messing around in a private lobby, I think I found it. The build I'm going to show you today is PvP focused, but please do me a favor if you're new. Subscribe to my channel and ring the notification bell. I promise I have a PvE build coming soon because I know not everyone is down with Crucible. Anyway, right now we're going to go over some new Warlock tech that looks borderline illegal in practice, and it's bound to get developed more and more as Season 18 goes on. I'll also show you a sample build to go along with said tech so you can go out and tinker with it on your own. Here's the deal. After performing the Lightning Surge ability, you can fire off a shot right as you come out of the arc attack. It's kind of weird actually. If you use a pellet spread shotgun and time it right, if you fire right as you exit the Lightning Surge, all your shoddy pellets kind of condense into one uber tight pattern. You see right here how all the pellets on the spread shotgun are mashed together into one big slug shotgun like pattern on the wall? Weird. And while that can be effective, I wanted to see if I could find anything more effective. And I did, with a weapon I've kind of had a secret love affair with for a while now, the Dead Messenger. For the most part, I've had the most fun using Dead Messenger on Hunter. Jump really high, grenade launcher down, swap to multi-mock, shoot people dead. But here's the Arc 3.0 Warlock play. Step 1, sprint. Step 2, slide. Step 3, fire messenger. Step 4, hit melee. Sprint, slide, fire, melee. And you gotta do it quick. You might need to practice the timing on this a little bit, but when you finally get it down, you're gonna have a lot of fun. You're essentially shooting off a Dead Messenger shot and popping the Lightning Surge attack at the same time. Anyone caught in the wake will pretty much instantly be killed, often before you finish your blink animation. The reason it works so well with Dead Messenger is because the spread on your launcher is wide AF. Even if the other Guardian tries to run, backpedal, or strafe out of your approach, the wide range on the Dead Messenger and Lightning Surge together is just unavoidable. I actually tried using this combo with other grenade launchers and kind of mixed results. Wither Horde was just really a flat out no. Too slow of an option, wasn't doing it for me. The other option, which had good-ish success, was just any wave frame grenade launcher. Forbearance is pretty awesome, and it can roll with Wellspring, which is nice because it can give you back more melee energy. However, after a lot of tinkering, yeah, Dead Messenger IMO feels like the best pairing for this little maneuver. Alright, let's talk loadout. I effed around mainly with two exotics for this build, Crown of Tempests and the Claws of Ahamkara. Between the two of them, the one that shined a little bit brighter to me were the Claws. Crown of Tempest is good for sure, but Claws will pretty much guarantee that you almost always have a melee charge ready to go for a surge attack. Use whichever you like, but I'm probably going Claws. Aspects and Fragments. Naturally, you gotta have on Lightning Surge, kind of a no-brainer. For your other aspect, you could try Arc Soul if you want, but I found more success with Electrostatic Mind. You're probably gonna get a fair amount of surge kills with this build, and killing people with an arc ability will give you an Ionic Trace with Electrostatic, which is great. More fuel to the fire. Not to mention Ionic Traces make you amplified. Double win. For a grenade, I don't know, you can pick whatever you want. I didn't really find myself throwing too many nades with this build. For your melee, you 100% want to go with Chain Lightning over Ball Lightning for one reason, and one reason only, your cooldown. Ball Lightning has a 1:53-second cooldown when compared to Chain's 1:30. I mean, in theory, you're not going to be using either melee normally anyway. We're only going to be running around the map trying to surge people, so go for the one with the better cooldown. Fragment time. First, I'll go over 3 fragments that I think are kind of mandatory for the build, and then we'll talk about the last one, which is kind of up to you. Spark of Resistance. While surrounded by combatants, you're more resistant to incoming damage. That's what we in the gaming business call a goddamned win-win. More strength for your melee charge and a little extra DR if you're surrounded. Even if the extra DR part never happens to you, hey, more strength. And if the extra DR part does happen, it'll only make closing the gap on people easier. Next, Spark of Momentum. This one I really need to beat into my brain a little bit harder, but if you can weave it into your muscle memory, huge upside. Slide over ammo bricks to reload your equipped weapon and grant a small amount of melee energy. It's PvP, you're bound to find plenty of green ammo bricks laying around. Now every time you find one, slide into it and bam, more melee energy for another surge attack. Spark of Recharge. When critically wounded, your melee and grenade energy will regenerate more quickly. Total no-brainer. Always good to have a fragment working for you when you're not playing any differently than you normally would. There, of course, will be times when you're wounded in PvP and just by being hurt, more melee energy for you. For the final slot, again, kinda up to you. Here's a few contenders. Spark of Focus. After sprinting for a short time, your class ability regen is increased. I know a 10 penalty to your recovery kinda sucks, but here's the play. If you have an Arc Warlock bond featuring the armor mod Outreach, you're made in the shade. If you have Rift energy but need melee energy, just drop that Rift and immediately get a chunk of melee energy, melee on demand. You could also go Spark of Discharge, especially if you're using an arc weapon like the Forbearance. I know Dead Messenger can manually change over to arc damage, but you have to do that every time on respawn. And honestly, I would rather jump on a rake than deal with that level of micromanagement. You could also do Spark of Frequency. Melee hits greatly increase your reload speed for a short duration. Probably more of a PvE perk, but you will be hitting a lot of melees, so at least kind of valuable for the build overall if you want. And if you can't make up your mind, Spark of Volts. Can you finish people in PvP? No, but you can get an extra 10 recovery for free, and that ain't bad. For your armor, outside of making sure you have 100 strength and fairly high resil, you're kind of free to build the loadout however you want. Because you don't really need grenade launcher targeting on your helmet, you could try an arc helmet and rock hands-on. You're bound to get a few melee kills doing this strategy, and more super energy is always good. Momentum transfer on your gauntlet armor, also fine as well. Remember, melee kickstart is less viable on the Claws of Ahamkara. It won't really kick in unless you expend both your melee charges. On your leg armor, Invigoration, why not? We're stacking on ways to get free melee energy, and Scavenger doesn't work in PvP anymore. As we already mentioned, Outreach on your class armor if you can squeeze that in. Of course, you should also have Radiant Light somewhere on your build with the secondary perk activated for that sweet extra 20 strength. Remember, practice your timing and be patient. And before you come at me with this strat possibly being OP, while it can be incredibly effective, believe me, it does have weaknesses. Don't believe me? Here, I'll show you. Yeah, there you go. Players that can go airborne really quickly are the Achilles heel of the build mostly. That and slug shotguns by people with good aim and high awareness. But even still, I had a lot of fun using it and I hope you do too. Head down to the comments section and let me know if you've got any fully fleshed out Arc 3.0 builds that you think I should try. Subscribe to my channel for free and I appreciate those who do. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on stream.